These are my breasts. They're a big part of my life, as you can imagine. I'm the chick with the big boobs. You may think life is easy for a woman so blessed in this area, but they're also a curse.
Can you take off the bra, please?
After many years of schlepping them around, I've decided to get a breast reduction.
And then I can show you if I remove here, and I will fix the tissue here and the depths at the chest wall, so that you will have a nice décolleté again. And I show you on both sides, which is really heavy for me to hold. So I can imagine what kind of weight you have to bear all the time.
1.5 kilos each. The pain is too much. My body can't carry them anymore. But my mind still isn't made up.
So after the operation, you will have a very roundish, half a ball breast, which after 6 weeks will drop down due to the gravity, and then you will have the nice natural form.
Okay.
My experience is that the ladies feel much more feminine because they get back a part of their personality, because very often the people around them are fixed on the big breast. Maybe you won't be that eye-catcher anymore, which means maybe you become kind of invisible. But maybe you will love it. You get a kind of...
Invisible?
freedom of
Is that what I'll be when I'm no longer the woman with the biggest breasts in the room?
Okay. Apples, too small.
Apples are too small,
Okay.
definitely. We remove them.
Too small.
This is nothing.
Okay.
Well,
Oranges.
yes, this is something like B. Oh,
That looks nice, but it's too small.
that's too small for you.
Yeah.
So I guess what you have now, something like this.
Oh my God, that's heavy. And the rest of me is like, look, I can just completely get rid of my, like that. It's really, no one's gonna pay attention to me with this.
Or even more.
So, I'll be the invisible, middle-aged American woman living in Zurich. How depressing. That's not who I want to be. In my head, I'm 5'9", with a little waist, delicate back, and broad shoulders.
Yep.
I never loved my body,
That looks better.
so having the power to fix it is thrilling.
I think that's good. How about the last, can you make my legs longer?
Legs longer, yeah, of course.
Oh, look at that. Now I'm a supermodel.
Yeah.
This is fun and addictive, but also disturbing.
The hips, I don't know if he could.
Yeah.
Wow. I look hot. It's a good
I'm a
thing
feminist.
right there.
I don't want to be hung up on unattainable beauty ideals.
She could get a date. That Kristen could totally get a date. Look at her. She looks good.
Forgive me. I don't always practice what I preach. I'm forever on the hunt to find the root of the world's obsession with breasts. And I try to understand why they've become such a source of pain for me in so many ways. There is a connection from breasts to objectification, to misogyny, to assault, to rape, and even murder.
It's true, approximately. That's a lot of weight to be carrying around. And so now you're probably all looking at my breasts if you weren't before. And I will say to you, it's okay to look. Here's the front view. Here's the left side, my good side, or my Schokolade side, as we say in der Schweiz. And the right side. But just know that because I have large breasts does not automatically mean that I am dumb or easy. And because a woman has small breasts does not mean that she can't breastfeed or she's less feminine than a woman with larger breasts. And if a woman is wearing a tight sweater, that does not mean that she's craving attention. And if she's wearing a short skirt, it doesn't mean that she wants to be catcalled.
My breasts are all people seem to see. As I can't hide them, I've decided to show them, to be a provocateur, to play with the stereotype of the big-busted woman.
Hello.
Hello.
Are you interested in talking to me on camera for my documentary about breasts?
About breasts?
Yeah. Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
Can I ask you what you think about my boobs?
Big.
They are.
Yeah, they
Anything
are
else?
really big.
They are really big.
I wish these were brains. Really?
Yes, I
you
do.
don't have brain?
I do.
Or what?
Well, I do have a brain.
Ist das echt? Sind die echt?
Yeah. Echt. What do you think about women with big breasts?
Oh, I think sexy. Sexy or nice or really powerful, like a cannon.
El ser humano está dividido en dos polos. Uno es masculino y uno es femenino. La atracción el hombre se siente atraído por la belleza femenina y entre la belleza femenina están los senos, los pechos, las maravillosas tetas.
So we're just going to stand for 10 seconds, just straight like that. Okay, and now we're going to just laugh and raise your shoulders up and ha 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 Not that I have to do it to the side, which is my old way of doing it.
We're all becoming invisible. We're no longer young and we're told we're less valuable.
Hey, everybody, are we ready to go in 5 minutes?
Ja. Pardonnez-moi.
Okay.
But it's easier to handle when I'm with my friends and there's music and a bit of booze. We're trying to hold on and still be seen. It's always been easier to get attention from my breasts than my brain. And there's some comfort in that. I was hiding my insecurities behind the big boobs. It wasn't always that way. I'm sitting in English and I keep thinking of you. I'm sure by now you're tan and beautiful and fighting the guys off with a stick. When did it all change? When did I change? I long to be the sweet, confident, not boob-obsessed girl I used to be. I never wanted to be sexy, to be a thing. I love standing out, but only when I decided I wanted to.
Sexy? No, I don't think anyone saw her as sexy.
Kristen was pretty and smart and funny, innocent, the girl next door.
She dressed like a teacher. She didn't drink, didn't smoke, didn't kiss boys.
Boobs, average, regular. She was in proportion.
I loved being the good girl, the innocent girl. But that all ended at 22 when I grew an inch and my breasts went from a C to a triple D, then got even bigger. I went from the girl next door to a woman with a huge rack. And that changed everything. How people look at me, how I look at myself. I wish I could find her again. Before I let go of these giant melons, I'm heading home to talk to people who knew me when I was just plain Kristen.
Please note that to fasten your seatbelt, insert the metal end into the buckle to secure.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's Delta's pleasure to welcome you to Boston, where the local time is 3:11 p.m. Please remain seated with your seatbelt fastened.
Hi, Mama! This is where I grew up. A little farm in New Hampshire. I hated it. I used to shout at the cows and cry in the barn while singing show tunes.
Yep.
I was always waiting for someone to come and rescue me.
That says Kristen, maybe. 83.
Here you are, right here. Go ahead.
But you're my...
Well, I'm doing it without touching you. You're right here.
Okay.
I'm your mother.
I'm taller than I was in 83. I think that does say Kristen right there.
In my family, talking about bodies was taboo. When my period came, I had no idea what it was. And when my breasts arrived, I just wanted to hide them.
And we got to keep this if you ever... There's another picture of all of us, and I had a big sweater on. And I remember Dad said, in front of these people, all of them, when we said goodbye for the summer, you look pregnant. In front of all of them.
Right.
Being mortified.
I know.
And I know he was just trying to be funny, probably. He didn't know how to deal with having a daughter who maybe liked a boy for the first time, or I don't know what, but it was mortifying.
Of course.
Mortifying. You look pregnant?
You
and
were
I mean,
15
I was
there.
15 and I didn't have any breath. I mean, like, really. I
Well,
wasn't
you
even a
were
C.
normal.
I was probably a B then.
Probably, yeah.
But so, I mean, when I got bigger and bigger and bigger, we never talked about this.
No, well, we didn't talk about a lot because of the family members.
Right.
You know, it was just, we just didn't talk about it a lot.
But what do you think about the surgery? Do you have an opinion about it?
Oh, I think it's long overdue.
Yeah.
I mean, the doctors that you've talked to in the past all said, oh, well, it's cosmetic surgery. You don't really need it done. But I'm curious about how this is going to affect your personality. I mean, you're going to go from this voluptuous blonde or brunette
it depends.
To a still beautiful woman, but with the attraction that men give you now just because you have large breasts will go away.
Right.
And you will be like a normal girl walking down the street, and guys will still look at you, but they won't look at you with that same va-voom.
Right.
We don't know what they're thinking, really.
Which is good, but it's also going to be, it'll be different. I mean, that's what I'm kind of thinking, too. I mean, it's going to be great because I'd like to not have that attention.
Right.
But then, as you know, like, when you get older, you don't turn heads as much as you used to. You don't get as much attention. No, I know you do. I'm just saying, like, less than we used to, maybe, right? And
I know, yes.
There are people who still appreciate
My mother saw an ad for the Miss American Teenager pageant in the newspaper.
But there are plenty of people that don't even turn their heads.
Oh, yes, that was the...
What convinced me to do it was the talent competition.
And you won, of course.
Well, I don't know if
there were some beautiful women.
I wanted to be a performer, and I hoped this would be my ticket out of life at the farm. When I won for beauty, I was disappointed. Someone else won for talent.
Grandma was there.
What have you got to say, Grad?
Well, I'm grown up now. I'm inspired.
You're inspired.
And let's eat and get me a drink.
Yesterday.
Wow. It's nice to have this.
It is. It's great.
No one ever came to save me from my life at the farm. When I was 30, I finally felt brave enough to leave for the big city and make it as an actress. I left a world where everyone knew me. In New York City, all people saw was a blonde girl with big boobs. I learned to use it. The roles I was offered were the sexy one, eye candy, the high-class prostitute. I wanted to be a serious actress, but with these boobs. The world was looking at me with different eyes than what I saw when I looked in the mirror.
I'm getting a couple of like side eye. There's some people I think are very good at it. I think a lot of men have become really, really good at totally looking really quickly and looking away when they could convince themselves that they weren't looking at your boobs, but they totally were. There's nothing wrong with looking. It's gawking and staring and making inappropriate comments. That's the problem. You know? I'm Kristen. Who are you?
I'm Purely Patricia.
Purely Patricia.
Correct.
You're gorgeous.
Oh, thank you.
But I mean, I saw you walk by and I was like, this is a New Yorker. This is amazing.
I am a New Yorker.
Yeah.
I'm known for being a New Yorker.
You are.
Yeah.
And I'm making a documentary film, and so I'm here actually I'm making a movie about my boobs.
Well, I kiss them here. Now that's what a real New Yorker does. No inhibitions. You go for it. I think she should take her coat off. You know, I'm also a New York City stylist.
You are a stylist, yes.
So where are your boobs most popular besides the fact that they're real? You can tell they're real, right? You know how you know they're real?
How?
Because when you kiss them, they have a little bounce. I love that. I have to tell you, those are my lips on them.
Those are, yes.
Oh,
yes.
Yeah, I know. We're like kissing breast friends.
If this had happened when I first arrived, I would have thought it was wonderfully amusing and left it at that. A very New York thing.
Absolutely. Okay, have a great afternoon.
Today, I'm not so sure what to make of it. I did a performance art piece about this to mess with people's minds. I made my breasts the ultimate objects.
Welcome to the Weight of Breasts. Please take a seat. The artist invites you to feel the weight of the breasts. Okay.
Now?
Yeah.
Yes.
You have just touched a pair of breasts. How did that make you feel?
A little bit anxious, embarrassed.
Less erotic than I thought.
It was like a bag full of water or liquids.
I think it was like touching a really piece of meat.
Yeah, a pair of breasts just on their own isn't sexual. They need to be attached to at least for me, to a person.
Separating my breasts from my body makes them look like dismembered lumps of flesh. They're no longer sexy. The opposite. Made me feel like a thing. I'm a whole package. You don't just get to choose one part.
That's what the
Are you
movie's
serious?
about. Yeah.
The movie's about you getting a breast reduction?
Yeah. I mean, it's about more than that, but that's like, yes. Yes.
But you're not fucking serious.
I am serious. Why? Why? Is that not okay?
Well, no, I mean, that's like a part of you. Like, why would you change that?
It is a part of me, but I'm in pain. You know, I've got a terrible back.
Errol and I were in an off-Broadway play together 15 years ago.
Let me look at you in this light.
Why?
I'm drawn to you.
You mustn't get too close.
Why?
My father's at this party.
Is he the jealous type?
No, he's the rich type.
I'm going to become rich.
Are you?
I'm determined to.
Well, then do it quickly. Oh.
So there's got to be something else you can do besides like a breast reduction.
Do you know how many times I've heard that? And it's not all men that say that, but it's like, oh, so get a better bra.
No,
Why don't
okay.
you lose 10 pounds? Do some back exercises.
No, but like you're missing my. It's not like I'm not like a big breast guy.
Yeah.
So and obviously I wouldn't care about your breasts either way.
Right.
But it's like I don't know. It's something about it. It's like it's a part of you. Like
Right.
why?
Yeah. No, I get that.
It's like killing. Like I don't believe in breast implants either.
Yeah.
But like the reduction's almost worse, in a way.
In what way?
I've never been asked that question before. I never thought about that question, but I don't know, just something about it just makes me like sad, you know? Why are you laughing?
I'm not, it is sad.
Wow.
Yeah. No, I mean, your point is completely true that it is going to change, it's going to change me physically, and that's
what if you feel totally different? What if you like regret it? Because you can't, I mean, I guess you can get them like augmented, but then then they're fake.
Right, right.
So you can't undo this.
No, it's true.
What if you feel like, oh my God, I made a mistake? It's not emotional for me, like, because, you know, what do I care?
Yeah, you keep saying that, which means, like, he doth protest too much. Is that Shakespeare?
It is.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
I think you know that.
I still care what men think about my breasts. It's embarrassing
It's okay.
that I use my breasts as objects after all.
To be skinny because I think it's hard.
I started seeing my breasts differently when I had a baby.
Hey! Hey, lady! Cat! Hi! What does it say? Motherhood is my what? My muse.
I wore it just for you.
Hi, gorgeous. I just can't believe that you have a baby.
Me neither.
It's so nice to meet you. Hi. He's like, I'm in the position. I know what's happening. I know what's coming, mama. Yeah, there you go.
There we go. Look, look, look. This thing where he holds my hand is new. You? Yeah. Yeah. Thank you. Freud apparently used to say that for his patients, he would say, I am the breast. This is the thing where I was like, Kristen needs to know about this. He would say, I am the breast. Like, that he was providing all the things that the breast would provide for his patients.
Oh, wow.
Like, he was, you know, really into mother-father stuff, Freud. So I was thinking about that while I was walking today. I was like, I am the breast. I am the breast. I am the breast.
You have the best mummy.
I am the breast.
The best mummy.
Yeah.
You do.
And I'm really grateful that my
Breasts are made to feed babies. But first, they attract the opposite sex so you can actually have a baby. I breastfed my daughter. They did their job. I won't have more babies. I'm no longer young, and soon I won't have big boobs.
There's one more. Why do you think I have you around? It's so nice to have a man around the house, as my mother would like to say. Now that's sexist, and that's not helping my feminist cause, but it is true. We do need men for some things, like lifting heavy things when you have a bad back.
If only I could escape these roles.
But you're bigger and stronger.
I'm getting trapped in the very cliche I'm trying to disrupt.
Okay. Here we go, people. Give me my lane. Don't touch my van. I love this, actually. I would like to be a taxi driver in New York. I think I'd be very, very good at it. And I could totally do that as a job if no one ever hurt me or molested me or was inappropriate talking to me or murdered me.
I'm on my way to Hollywood, the place where cliches are made and perpetuated. didn't move to LA because I never thought I could make it here. I wasn't enough. Pretty enough, thin enough, tan enough, blonde enough, cool enough.
Welcome to Hollywood, you have arrived.
Oh my goodness, thank you. That's so nice of you.
Early 30s female, LOC result.
I was not enough, and yet too much at the same time. I constantly tried to downplay my big boobs at auditions and on set, but there they were, stealing the spotlight.
Angela, Connie! You better call it off, honey. Because if I ever catch you two together...
Public opinion sways. Starlet doesn't get any younger.
That, my darling, is sadly the truth.
Here she is. My girl, Jane.
Once I saw a director's notes on my audition after he left the room. Next to my name, he'd written only, Boobs.
I'm sure.
My body was a trap. But it could have been an opportunity. I wonder how many of these women had to bow to the wishes of men promising to make them a star.
You can be a star, guys. Put your name in the Walk of Fame. Be a Hollywood star.
I never went into a hotel room with a powerful producer to get my big break. I wish nobody had to.
Thank you for calling Wabi Sabi. Kim speaking. How may I help you? Okay. Okay. And the name on your reservation? You're very welcome. See you soon. Bye-bye.
Okay, so I'm sorry, I just have to say this. So when I came into the restaurant, I noticed your beautiful smile on your face and everything, but then I noticed your boobs, and I'm like making a movie about boobs, and I'm usually the one with the biggest boobs in the room, but yours are bigger, so I just need to say, like, oh my God.
Thank you. If I may ask, I am a 36HH.
Okay.
And I was wondering, what size are you?
I'm a 36G or H. G mostly, sometimes an H, but yeah.
Okay.
And in Switzerland, I mean, in Europe, it's like an 85, I think, or something.
It's just now that I went, because I went from triple D, which was great, and then I even went to F, which was fine. And then I went to G, and then I went to H, and then I went to HH, and I'm like, oh, it's a little, HH is a little H heavy. Like, H is hella heavy, you know?
Hella heavy.
Hella heavy. So I was like, okay. And it's so funny because we've been together so much of my life that I know my mom's always like, yo, you should do this. My grandma's like, when you're gonna get too old if you don't hurry up and do it now? And I'm just like, my friends.
Yeah.
They're like my friends.
And the best moment of your day is what?
Taking my bra
Yes,
off.
right? I mean, my God.
I cannot be in my house for more than 5 minutes without snatching my bra off. It's like women with smaller breasts have never had a third boob. Like, it's like that third boob, you know, like right in the middle.
Oh, I know.
Where it's like, and you're like, and so I will be no clothes in the house all day until it's time to go. The last thing that I do is put on my bra and my clothes. I do my hair, I do my makeup, I do everything. I take my showers, I eat everything, and I wear my robe until I'm done with everything else. And then I put this torturous, wonderfully supportive contraption on my body and go out and push my shoulders back, go off into the world and get ready for the hugs and the gropes and the pictures and the...
Do you feel like an object, though? Do you feel like people don't take you seriously because of your breasts?
Absolutely, all the time.
Yeah.
Jobs, groups of people, like when I meet people in certain social settings, like they'll just treat me like, oh, some girl with fake breasts coming along and put her boobs in everybody's man's face. And I'm not like that at all. I'm like so sweet and kind, and I'm just like, it's heredity. I didn't buy them. I just got them, and I keep them up and lifted like my smile. Do what I could do, you know? But actually, when I was younger, because I was a C cup when I was in the 4th grade. And I had some traumatic, like, little terrible, like, experiences. I've had, like, janitors at my school say very inappropriate things. And I had this one job where it was, like, a part-time job. I was in my 20s, and I was working in a warehouse, like, helping ship things. And one of the managers came to me and told me I was a distraction. And I was like, how is it that I'm a distraction when I come in and I'm working hard, I'm wearing T-shirts and jeans, and, you know, I'm working every day. And I'm like, if they're not doing their jobs, you can't come to me and tell me I'm the distraction. You go to them and tell them to stop flirting with me and go back to work. So I've had those issues where jobs look at me like a liability or like a lawsuit. Like I would just be a lawsuit because I'm just some big chest bimbo that's coming in and trying to cause problems.
I still get angry thinking about all the times I've been groped, catcalled, harassed, and worse.
You know, boobs are really the one thing that people feel, they feel some sort of ownership with them because they're so in the public domain and they're so, you know, glorified and objectified that for some reason people think that if you have big boobs, you want to show them to the world and you want people to comment on them and you're a bimbo and an idiot. And, you know, it's happened many times. And actually in Zurich is not a place where men catcall, but it's definitely a place where have happened in the past several years. Men make comments like that. And one guy in the Niederdorf just started walking next to me and was staring at me. And then finally I stopped and I said, "What?" And he said, "Those are amazing. Are they real?" And again, it was like, it feels violating. It feels like you're being molested. It feels like it's verbal molestation. That sounds extreme, but that's what it feels like.
That's just one story. I have more. Bigger, uglier. Every woman does. Our bodies are somehow shameful. We're told to hide them until we're not. And when we show them, the world owns us.
Give me a little elevator anxiety. Okay. Oh. This is the one.
I'm meeting my good friend Jeannie and her mother, Iris. Jeannie and I met before my boobs got huge. And when they arrived, and I was desperately trying to hide them, she was the one who told me it's all right to have boobs.
Well, you know, after Jeannie was born, I was a size D, and I went to a size C, and I was very upset because I felt all of a sudden, it was like, hey, I had something that was good. Now I'm not as good.
You didn't think you were as good because your boobs got smaller?
I remember talking to David about it. My boobs are smaller. And I guess that certainly was part of my identity. I was a D.
When I was 13 years old, I already could feel, I mean, maybe like my mother, I could already feel like I got attention from men that were way too older than me. I got attention from men that were older because I had breasts that were a size C. I mean, I had adult woman breasts. So it already was like, there wasn't like, ooh, this gets me. I didn't want that attention from breasts. I mean, in our family, my mother and her sisters, I mean, and me, I mean, this was breasts. I mean, in 8th grade, I was a size C. I mean, that's, you know, we all were breasts, and they certainly were desired. I mean, Dad photographed you in the nude with your breasts.
Right.
He liked your
men love to photograph women nude. They do. You know, this is no ifs, ands, buts about it. And it's art.
It's art.
You know, it's art.
Sure.
You know who I mean. You know, what really bothers me about the whole thing is that, especially women who have to hide their bodies, okay, you know, in the burqas. This disturbs me greatly. I mean, because they're not, you know, we're not going to recognize your human beingness because you're a woman and you may turn us on. And that's your problem. You know, so I have really...
We're women before we're people.
You have to wear a long sleeve.
Things to look at and own.
You know, you wear a skirt, you have to be covered.
I'm so tired of desperately clinging to my youth, of feeling depressed when I look in the mirror. Why shouldn't I feel sexy and powerful and confident at my age and not care about the size of my breasts? Sam was my boyfriend when I was 18, before the boobs.
The reason I wanted, well, there's lots of reasons I wanted to see you. It's been a really, really long time.
Yeah, hello. I was pretty surprised to get that call.
Well, here's the thing. I'm making this movie about my breasts. I'm getting a breast reduction.
Oh.
I am.
Okay.
Yeah.
What, have you talked to your daughter about this?
Yeah, she knows. She knows.
What's
she
she
asked me
say?
what size I was going to. I said, I'm an extra large now, and I'm going to be a medium.
So,
you know,
so why are you doing it?
Back pain, neck pain, constant headache.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, then that's then that's a perfect
I mean, it will
reason.
also be really nice to have, you know, to be able to wear different clothes and not be stared at like a freak of nature or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm not worried about the surgery, but I am worried about how I'm going to feel afterwards, identity-wise and emotionally-wise. It's a love-hate relationship. They're a blessing and they're a curse, and I feel like it's such a huge part of my identity because I self-objectify, I think, with them. Plus, the whole world, you know, I'm the chick with the big boobs. You know, I feel like, you know, will I become more invisible without, like, if I didn't have these boobs and I was walking down the street, would you still check me out?
That's a good question. Well, yeah, because you're like my demographic. I mean, I'm a 50-year-old guy. You're a pretty hot 40-something-year-old woman.
Thank you.
Fuck yeah. I'll totally check you out. I totally hit on you. You got great tits. No doubt about that. And as a man, I see that. But I also know you, and I'm attracted to you, regardless of the boobs. It's nice. They're nice to look at. It's nice to... Any man would love to have you on their arm, and the boobs is just an added benefit. You know, so I'm gonna tell my friends, she's got huge boobs. It's awesome. But that's more bragging rights. That's what guys do. It's true, that's what guys do. So
It is what guys do. Yeah, I told you, here's, Jeannie Hoffman told me that we should get married. She said that, you know, why don't you marry Sammy?
I think it'll happen.
You do? You think we got married someday?
I think we will.
Really?
Yeah, I do.
Like when?
Well, maybe 5-6 years. You'll come out to LA.
Okay.
I do. Okay. If I was a betting man, I'd say there's still a pretty heavy attraction between us. I'm just saying.
Just saying.
Yeah, I do. I've always felt that. Yeah. I think so.
Cool. All right, 5-6 years, huh?
I'll mark my calendar.
Yeah,
I'll send you a calendar invite. How about that?
Send me a wedding calendar invite on Google.
But we do want to get married? I don't know if we want to get married.
Be fun.
Look at I'm already backing out.
I know you are. Actually, you are already. Oh yeah, you are. You're already backing out of getting married. All right. So April 20th, 2000. What is it right now? 17. What about 2025? Is that too late?
That's fine.
All
That's
right.
8 years. Yeah.
2025.
Yeah.
What will you be? 70?
Fuck you.
No, you're not that much older than me. You look so good for almost 70.
I thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, it's the air.
It's the air.
Boobs. It's the boobs.
It's the boobs and the smog.
Yeah. No, 2025.
All right.
That's fine. Try.
So, okay.
So
I miss
cute.
you. You're so cute.
I just heard that you are going to have a breast reduction.
You have the best boobs. Please don't cut them off.
Getting your boobs cut off?
That is a crime upon humanity. Those globes should never be reduced.
They're your calling card, honey.
You don't have cancer. Quit your complaining.
I will miss them dearly.
I love your boobs. Can you give them to me? Don't get rid of your boobs, and then you'll just be like everybody else.
This is my decision. I'm doing it for me. I've worked hard to get here, and it's time. Less visible, maybe, but more powerful. Before I go back to Zurich and meet this new, smaller-boobed Kristen, I have one more stop to make. The last time I saw my sister Kira, she was still my little brother. I asked her if it changed her now that she's fully living as a woman. She said, "I'm not a girl or a boy. I'm just me."
And when you both ride on the back, there's a spot right here. So just put your foot right here, okay?
I love that Kira didn't stop doing the things she loved just because they weren't what girls were supposed to do.
Okay, and just sit back here.
She's still the same person who loves speed and danger and can fix anything.
A lot. It's as fun and as stable as it looks. It's as easy as it looks. And if you fall, you just fall in the snow.
Okay, so just hold on here.
Yeah.
All right, and I lean with you.
Yep.
And there's nothing else I need to know?
Nope, we're just gonna go do a slow
Please don't kill me, honey.
We'll be fine.
Okay, Mommy would not be happy if I died.
Okay. To your boob shake? My boob shake now too.
You want to borrow your sister's dress? What for?
I want to wear it to the Halloween party.
There are names for boys who go around wearing girls' clothes.
Oh, don't be silly, darling.
Glenn did wear the dress to the Halloween party. He even took first.
Did you want to have your hair long when you were little?
Always, but I couldn't. I wasn't allowed to. It was a butch cut.
I remember that.
It was
You were
always.
so cute, a little whiffle.
No, I hated it. I mean, I made myself look as good as I can, but you can't go through that stage without everybody going, "Oh, what are you, hippie? What's wrong with you?" So therefore, you even just by trying to be yourself, you go through a stage of ridicule because people don't accept you trying to grow your hair out. Little girls, oh, no problem. And then they cut their hair short, oh, no problem. Little girls can get away with anything they want as far as self-expression. Little boys have to fit into a mold.
You're right. That's totally true. Yeah, no, absolutely.
So, you know, everybody had them, the women get a little older, and then they have to be all fit into the female mold of what it is, right? And then the guys all try and say, oh, I have to be a guy, and I have to draw that female in. And the whole little game of who you have to be and how you have to be and how you have to represent yourself is a horrible psychological mess. I'm surprised anybody makes it through.
Yeah.
Breaking free from expectations and owning who you are is brave. Kira is much braver than I am, but I'm making progress. Back in Switzerland. I actually have no idea what size I'll be after tomorrow. I'm excited about the surgery and who I'll be beyond boobs. I've been obsessed with them for years. I use them to get attention, for art projects, and to challenge people's images of women and bodies.
All right. I would need to measure your blood pressure.
Okay.
Do that.
Oh, this one.
The other
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Why do you do the left one? Is there a reason?
It's closer to the heart.
Oh, sure. Oh, see? I didn't learn that in nursing school.
Just put it down as comfortable as possible.
It is time.
Time to say goodbye.
It is time to say goodbye. Yeah, I'm gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine.
There is now, and there is. Okay, see you in a few hours.
Yeah.
You will be the same.
I will be the same.
Yes,
I will
I'm
still
sorry
be
for
loud
that.
and obnoxious and silly and outspoken.
Yeah, and with this crazy laugh.
And with the crazy laugh, that's right. Oh, I thought that was just a gesture. Just to open the door.
I'm shedding the big busted costume. It was part of a role I'm no longer playing. It's time for a more real me. I am not my breasts.